to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. The roll call show that all members of the council are present, sans Councilmember Steve Vincent and Corey Rushton, who have asked to be excused this evening. Do we have any scout groups with us today? I didn't see. Sometimes we do. We like to give them a shout out. We do have the minutes of April.
How about an opening ceremony?
Oh, I skipped right over you, Don. Sorry about that. Number 3, opening ceremony.
We were discussing up here who was going to conduct it. He was still out with the media, and so he skipped right over me afterwards. But would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our great country?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll look at the minutes of April 9th. Council?
Motion to approve approval of minutes April 9th, 2013.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion there? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. We do have a couple presentations today. One of them is we're thrilled to have with us Leanne Powell. Is Leanne here?
Yes.
Oh, who's the past president of the Utah Recreation and Parks Association, who has a very special presentation to make. And if you could tell us who's with you tonight.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you, Mayor Winder and Council. We are pleased to be here representing the Utah Recreation and Parks Association. As you mentioned, I'm the past president, and this is Patty Hansen, and she is from Cottonwood Heights, and she is our president-elect. And so the Utah Recreation and Parks Association, we are a member association that represents all of the parks recreation professionals in the state of Utah, and we're about 700 members strong. Each year we have a conference, which is held in March, and as part of that conference, one of the things we get to do is recognize some of the outstanding people and programs and facilities within our state. And it's really one of the, I think as an association, it's one of the best things that we do. So before I get started, one of the things that we recognize is in order to run a good quality Parks and Recreation program, we have to have support from our governing bodies. And I know West Valley City, it's one of the model programs in our state, and that's because of your support. So we want to thank you because we recognize that's what it takes for us to be able to do our jobs and to do good things for our citizens. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate that. And I just wanted to kind of recognize a couple of people. Your Recreation Director, Kevin Estill, he's been again, one of the people we look up to, and we appreciate all that he does for us and for our association and organization, and he really is a leader in our field. The other person, I mentioned I'm the past president, and we've got president-elect, and we appreciate the fact that Nancy Day is our current URPA president. She would normally be going around doing these presentations, and she has in many of the cities, but we thought it was fully appropriate that she wouldn't have to present an award to her own department. So we appreciate all of the things Nancy has done. She's really been a go-getter with our association and has wonderful ideas and has put together some great things that are going to make our association much better and stronger. So we appreciate you letting us use her and her talents and all of her staff. And I know she's got many of her staff here, and we appreciate you being here. So I mentioned we have several different categories of awards that we give out, and one of them is for outstanding program. And as you can imagine, in Parks and Recreation, that's what we do. We run programs, and so we get stacks of nominations for this particular award, which we have to go through and kind of try to determine, you know, what makes an outstanding program. And some of the things that we look at are, is it innovative? Is it a quality program? Does it meet the needs of a special population or an underserved population? And we are proud that as we went through all of the different programs that were submitted this year, your junior high program that you run for your teenagers in West Valley was one of the model programs that we came across. And you know, it really is one of those programs that it is innovative and the things they've done are different than what everybody else is doing, and it's really about teaching life skills and about giving these kids a chance to really become leaders in our society, and that's what we want to do. And the program is great. I think as I was reading the description, it went from the first year, it was just 3 people. They had 3 kids that they were trying to provide a program for, and it takes the staff really believing in a program and nurturing that program and staying with it and bringing in and partnering with other groups to make outstanding programs. And it is definitely becoming an outstanding program. And so we, as URPA, are proud to present to Mayor Winder and the council and to the recreation staff the outstanding program for 2013.
Nancy, let's have you and your team come up to accept this. You're the ones that have earned it. We're just happy to applaud you along with our guests. But we will shake your hand because that's what we do around here. I think we should make Nancy give a short speech.
Really good at it.
It's a phenomenal program, Nancy, and I said when she came around the dais, thank you for always making us look so good. So anything you want to say as you accept this award on the city's behalf tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Leanne and Patty for taking the time out of their busy lives to come and present this to each of us. It is a fantastic program, and I really can't take credit for this. I've got a wonderful staff that just do a fantastic job, and day in, day out, you know, they're always looking at ways to make the program self-sufficient and yet still successful. And boy, I'll tell you, I'm just honored to be able to work with them each day. And I would like to echo what Leanne said. I truly appreciate the support from our elected officials and administration and management to give us the opportunity to be able to do these things for our community and our citizens. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have another important presentation tonight that we'd like to make, and this is one that we don't make on a regularly scheduled basis. It's just in very, very special occasions, and that's our City Essential Piece Award. When you think of a puzzle, you got to have key pieces in there to make it work, and that's how a city works as well. And tonight we're pleased to present the Essential Piece Award, our highest honor we give, to Brian Beatty. Brian, you want to stand up while I read this, please? On his website, Brian states, "Here you will find the most unique art on delicate canvas." And it's true. Mr. Beatty truly is a unique artist that uses eggs and gourds. He has been well known in West Valley City for many years and is well known around the world now, literally. In fact, on April 1st, 2013 of this year, First Lady Michelle Obama, as part of the annual White House Easter egg roll, was presented with the 36th commemorative egg. The egg was designed and carved by West Valley City's award-winning artist, Brian Beatty. This year, Mr. Beatty will receive 2 Best of State awards, and I say this year because he's received plenty in years past. This year, he's Best of State Visual Arts Carving, and even Best of State Humanitarian, which exhibits the kind of character and person he is. So on behalf of all that reside in Utah's second largest city, please accept this small token of appreciation from the Mayor and Council as the Essential Piece Award. So Brian, if you could come up to shake our hands, please, we'd be honored. Brian, you need to say something now. I mean, Brian has literally gone all over the world, from not only the White House Easter egg roll, but from the Utah Cultural Celebration Center with his fabulous exhibits to Eastern Europe and a lot of places in between. And he always has seen the praises of his hometown, West Valley City. So you really are an essential piece, and What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
Young man. First of all, I want to just say thank you for this amazing award. I do try to speak highly for West Valley and Utah. I'm not really prepared for this, sorry.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, thanks. I'm very, very honored, and I really want to thank, particularly you, Mayor, for your assistance in making some of those visits to Europe possible, because you definitely helped me remove a lot of the red tape that would have normally stood in my way. And I just hope that from the future we can move forward and find some other ways that we can continue to bring, bright light on West Valley and Utah.
Absolutely. You have some guests with you, it looks like. Do you want to tell us who you brought with you today?
My daughter, Kimberly, running photography. My wife, Nellie. My aunt, Yvonne. My mom, Jean. And my aunt, Betty. Oh yeah, and then Fred and Joyce Garrett, my next door neighbors.
Great. Well, you have a great support staff and many, many more who I see cheer you on Facebook and in other venues as well. So keep up the great work, and we're so honored to have you as an essential piece of our city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I might add that having helped shepherd one of his creations down to our sister city in Boca del Rio, Mexico, they are amazing creations. So he is an amazing artist.
And you didn't break it either.
No, we tried, but it made it through.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you. And because we think so much of our Parks and Rec team and the guests that joined for them and Mr. Beatty and his team, feel no guilt if you slip out a little early and go celebrate, because we have a meeting to go still, and certainly understand if you need to slip out at any point. But thank you. Item 7 tonight is our comment period. And regarding public comments, we've had one person sign up, Josh Sherman. Josh, I was thrilled to see you. If you know the drill, come on down.
Hello again, Mayor, City Council. If you'll indulge for just 5 minutes, I know that's my allotted time. I'm not picking on West Valley, but I will do this across the entire state for the next month. I'm going to try to get to every city I can, major metropolitan city, county, and say what I'm going to say right now. Yesterday for Earth Day, we picked up the West Valley City Skate Park site, and unbeknownst to me, Kevin Astill and his crew had already cleaned it up. So we still were there with cold Cokes, and so we thought we would still try to do our best to clean it up. And what you have back there is still 4 giant bags, election signs, and stuff that we picked up.
Not my election signs.
There may be, I won't say. So, this is what I'm proposing. First and foremost, I am a citizen of West Valley. Secondary, I'm a Utahn. I've been snowboarding for over 20 years. I've been camping, hiking, biking this entire state, and I love it. Before cleaning up the skate park in West Valley, I've been picking up aluminum cans and litter for the past 3 years while running through my city. I felt it was a problem I should shoulder for myself, to take some responsibility for a neighborhood and try to take part in cleaning up what others had left behind. However, I know now that the problem is bigger than me, and I need the help from local and state government to make a lasting impact. The problems we face start with the manufacturer and then transfer to the consumer, and ultimately responsibility falls on the shoulders of the community leaders, which is you guys. The misconception I think most citizens have is that the waste is the responsibility of the city officials, and when areas of the city become blighted, they turn to ask what the city officials are doing to solve the problem. I believe those in leadership positions should lead. This includes having the foresight to implement solutions before the problem is irreversible. Plainly spoken, it's like putting the horse before the carriage. My family, like most of your families, were farmers and grew up on their own food in our own backyards or larger farms. The Rushton farm supplied corn, tomatoes, and produce for my whole family. My family bought Winder milk and from their family store ice cream after long days of work in the yard. These were also many founding families, including the Taylors, Benyons, Days, Mosiers, Hunters, Nelsons, McKays, and Bangerters that still have roots and heritage in West Valley. Americans Americans used almost 90 billion retail bags in 2003, which are mostly used only once and end up in landfills and stormwater systems or littering roadsides and green spaces. In 2009, Congress introduced the Plastic Bag Reduction Act to help curb the mass pollution of these bags and are having on our environment. There are 41 locations with bans on 6 continents, 16 with taxes or fees, 28 with other restrictions or regulations, and 52 that are currently have or will be proposed for regulation. There are many erroneous misconceptions about West Valley that are not true, but there are some facts that are hard to address that are true. I would like to see this city become a leader in the recycling and the sustainability movement and become the first city to offer solutions to the mounting problems of single-use plastic bags, which I picked up a lot. With Petzl and backcountry in our own backyard, it would be advantageous to pursue such an investment for the next generation and the generations that come after that are shaping this great city. I also don't want to speak just about the problems. I want to offer solutions. Please expand the glass recycling bin that Momentum started just a month ago. There's only one in the entire city, and I think we could get that to over 20 plus recycle bins throughout the city. A mandatory recycle program that requires grocery stores to accept and recycle single-use plastic bags. And eventually a single-use bag fee that places fees on single-use bags, paper, and or plastic that get carried out of stores. Last week there was a discussion of the proposed ordinance change for 4100 South to build a commercial property in a residential zone. And although the votes were split, the decision to have a master plan in place is a good idea. I think the city should also have a sustainability blueprint in place for long-term growth, recycling initiatives, and goals to be reached for redirection from landfills. Finally, on West Valley City website under recycling it states, by using the new citywide service, you can help save landfill space, reduce disposal costs at our landfills. Recycling is easy. We don't even have to hassle with garbage bags. Just throw the recyclables right in the containers. Participation in recycling contributes to saving our natural resources by reusing aluminum, paper, plastic, and other recyclable materials. And by your own admonition, I fully agree. So let's expand the program and see if we can get more advocacy and education on those programs. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Josh. We appreciate your team and their good effort. That is a lot of good effort, and we appreciate visibly seeing it. Now, you'll take it out when you're done, right? No.
Well, recycle.
Recycle, yeah. Great, thank you. We go to the next item on our agenda tonight, which is city manager comment. Anything tonight, sir?
No, sir, thanks.
Okay, city council comments. Anything? Okay, and then we go to resolutions. Resolution 1362. Mr. Pyle, please introduce this one.
Thank you, sir. As was discussed in the study meeting last week, this resolution would designate and approve voting precincts and polling places for the upcoming 2013 municipal election.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on this one? We talked about in our study meeting last week as we were reviewing this how some of the high schools were difficult for voters to park in, and that request was made, and it was good to see the list that they listened to us on that. So looks like a good list. Any motions on this one?
I'll move approval for resolution 13-62.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion there? All in favor of approving 1362, please say aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Mr. Pyle, 1364.
Thanks, sir. This resolution is one of expressed and formal support from the City Council for designating West Valley City as the preferred city for zip codes 84118, 84119, 84120, and 84128, and designation of the U.S. Post Office located at 3490 South and 4440, I would say 4400 West as a West Valley City Post Office. this is in our ongoing, or a step in our ongoing process and campaign to have the zip codes that encompass West Valley be West Valley official zip codes.
Okay, thank you. You'd think it'd be automatic, wouldn't you, after 33 years in this city, but apparently we have to beat up the feds a bit, and this is a good step in that. Council, any comments or a motion on this one?
I would move for approval of Resolution 13-64.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That one also passes. We have one item of new business tonight, Mr. File.
Thank you, sir. This is a step in our annual budget process where we submit to you for your consideration the proposed FY 2013 and 2014 budget. In years past, we would do that in a hard copy form and basically would have this little ceremony of us handing it around to you so you had it officially in your hands. We did not make a hard copy this year, although you're welcome to either do that or request one of us and we can do that. It was submitted to you electronically in the study meeting last week.
Did they actually hit send in the study meeting?
I think we actually did it before that, whenever you would have downloaded your agenda.
All right, either way we'll take it. Okay, and there's no action taken. We just need to formally acknowledge that it was submitted.
That's right. The next steps will be approval of the tentative budget and then later on in the year the formal.
Okay, any need for executive session tonight, anyone? Okay, then we will adjourn the city council meeting and then have a couple other short little meetings where we change hats.
What do you want to go first?
Building authority?
Resolve an agency, Corey's the vice. Steve's the chair, Corey's the vice chair.
You're talking for building authority? Or are you?
For redevelopment.
As past chair of the redevelopment agency, I'll call the redevelopment agency meeting to order and note that we've had a roll call, that the chair and vice chair are both absent, and our one item of new business is to submit our proposed budget. So, Mr. File?
Same comment as in the previous meeting and for the next two. You have the proposed budget in your possession.
Thank you. We don't need to accept it or anything, just, okay. Thank you very much. We'll therefore adjourn the redevelopment agency.
Well played, Don. Thanks.
Call to order the Housing Authority Agency. Note that we've had our opening ceremony and the roll call. Councilman Rushton and Councilman Vincent are absent. Same, submit the budget.
Yes, ma'am.
Accepted, and we will adjourn.
Let's see
No
who's
one
building
here is the
authority.
building authority.
Tom, you're in, man.
Okay. The call the order for the special meeting is a building and authority special meeting tonight, and the call to order opening ceremony we had Don Christensen, our call as it did earlier, and roll call. We have all council here and mayor except for Steve Vincent and also Corey Rushton. Number 4 item new business is chief executive officer submit the budgets for 2013 and 14.
Thank you, sir, which once again, as in the other meetings, you have in your position, and that's all the note of that we need to take. No formal action necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Pyle. And number 5 item is adjourned. Thank you.